All right, now it comes time to start doing some VLANs. Yes, but I do VLANs differently, and you will see. All right, now I'm going to show you how to create a VLAN. All right, and what are the benefits of VLANs? Well, when you're segmenting the network, okay, you're logically segmenting the network. So you're creating, it's a good thing. You're creating more broadcast domains, which decrease the amount of broadcast that exists on the network. Okay, so, and of course, administration and security, because one guy on one VLAN should not be able to talk to another guy on another VLAN. And the reason that is because you create access lists. Because once you do inter VLANs, then everybody can talk to everybody. So then you have to control it with access lists. That's another story. But those are the benefits: security, administration. You're segmenting, you're increasing bandwidth, okay, for each particular VLAN. And how to name a VLAN. Like I said before, it's not required, but you should, because you're not going to remember that the accounting department, unless you have it on paper, you're going to walk around with your little clipboard all over the office. Oh, the accounting department is 002. Okay. You're not going to do that. That's why you name the VLAN ACCT. You name a VLAN finance. You name a VLAN admin, whatever it is. Okay, you name it. Give it a name. Don't be lazy. Trunk ports. What are trunk ports? Think, and again, your book will tell you this, but this comes from back in the days. I don't think this book tells you that, but anyway, back from the telecommunications era, where they had those big trunk lines, all these cables were running through there. Okay, so trunk ports carry all VLANs, VLAN 1, 2, 3, all the way to 1001. Okay, they carry all those VLANs. Now, the only one that can go across an access port is VLAN 1. That's the only one. All other VLANs, VLAN 2 through 1001, must go through trunk ports. If not, they just can't, because they got to get tagged. It's called frame tagging. They got to get tagged. Hey, you're a VLAN 10. Hey, you're a VLAN 20. Hey, you're a VLAN 30. The thing is, VLAN 1, it already exists. So it has something called a pivot inside VLAN 1, which identifies it as a VLAN. So it can go across any port. So I don't know. That sounds like a darn good question that you'll get in a test. Okay, I know I will put it on there. I did when I was in the classroom. Okay, why can't these two switches communicate? Why can't this VLAN go across? Oh, because they're not trunks. They're an access. VLAN 1 can go across, but not the other VLANs. So that could be a good question, okay? And remember, VLAN 1, they call it the native VLAN. They could also be called the admin VLAN. They can give it many important names, all right? So be weary on when you're looking at a topology of what you're looking at, okay? All right, now, BTP modes, we're going to get into that. By default, all switches are a server. They all update each other, okay? Clients get updated by servers. That's important. It's important to know. Okay, client get updated by servers. Transparent, they don't want your information. Okay? And they're greedy. That's how I remember that. They're the greedy ones. They keep their VLAN database. They don't share it with anybody. They'll get your update and just send it across. But everybody else, server and client, yeah, they share between each other, back and forth. So not a problem. But transparent, yeah, no, it doesn't want to do that. You probably use that at a remote site or something like that. Okay? But anyway, now you know what this is. But let me show you how I do VLANs. Okay? We're going to go ahead and go back into our lab. Yes, I'm sitting down. All right? All right. A very familiar lab. I go to the root bridge, to the bridge on top. There's our hacker that wouldn't allow to get in. We kicked him out. We saw that he went in there. Okay. All right. We know that this is our root bridge. Oh, okay. LD is Cisco, CISCO. What's his name? All right. What I do is I create my VLANs up here. Create, not assign, create. So I'm going to go VLAN 10. Oh my God, I just created a VLAN. Right, now I'm going to name it. Name, let's call it students. All right, VLAN 20. Name, faculty. Done. I created 2 VLANs. I'm a genius. All right, let's go ahead and say that. Do WR, do show VLAN. All right, and you can see it right here. Here's 10 and here's 20. Okay, but we're not done yet. I'm not going to assign it 20 ports here because that's not where my end devices are. They're down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trunk these ports right here. Remember, we're creating other VLANs. They got to go across trunk ports. Okay, so I'm going to go Control C. I'm going to go int range. Oh, there's that range command. F0 slash, I always forget, 22, 23, and 24. Okay. 22 through 23, 24. Sorry. Range, I'm going to go switch port mode trunk. Okay. Do WR. That turns it into trunk ports. Now, I'm going to show you first, do show VTP stat. And let me explain this. This number right here, very importante, very important, because the higher that number, that's the one that's going to send you information. Okay. It tells you how many existing VLANs, okay, which is 7. And by default, look, it's server. What we're going to do is we're going to leave that as a server, but we're going to give it a domain name because we want all our switches in the same domain. Has nothing to do with DNS. Okay, has nothing to do with DNS, if anybody had that question. All right, so I'm going to go VTP domain Cisco. All right, and if I were to do show VTP stat, there you go. Now it's Cisco, and all my ports are trunked. So what just happened? Okay, let me go to switch 1. Oh, look, things are changing. Let's rename this. Let's call this student switch. Host name, student. All right. VTP mode. These are clients, and that's what they recommend. That one is a server, the rest are clients. Now let's do show VLAN. Oh my God, they came down all on their own. I didn't have to create them. So imagine if you work for a network that has 500 switches, 50 switches, 20 switches, 10 switches. Just create it on one switch. Make sure the ports are trunked. Make sure that you have a BTP domain. All right. You create the VLANs up there. Boom. They'll come down automatically because once you turn this into client mode, check it out. Check it out. Do show int trunk. Automatically, my ports get trunked down here as well. Now what we need to do is assign it to the ports. Now these are obviously port 1 and 2. So let's assign VLAN 10, right? That's the student VLAN. So let's assign that VLAN. Not a problem. Int range F0/1 through 15. That's what we did. No, not asterisk. 15. And then we're going to say switch. We already turned it into access ports. So all we got to do is switch port access VLAN 10. Do WR. That's it. They're already access mode. But if you can see, look what's happening. It's turning amber. It's turning amber. Okay, because they're now becoming part of VLAN 10. That is creating a VLAN. That is naming a VLAN. And that is assigning a VLAN. All right, no big deal. And we use the range command to do that. But the way I did it, again, let me explain. And I'm going to get out of the way so you can see the. Remember, this is the 32 network. We are doing the 27, and this is the 64. 32, 64, and that's the 27. VLAN 10. I put VLAN 10 because I have the 10.32. Oops. And here, VLAN 20 because I have the 20.64. All right. You can use whatever design scheme you want, but if you want to mimic me, that's what you want to do. All right. So I created my VLANs up here. Created. Did not assign. created them. I trunked these 3 ports. Do not forget to trunk that port right there that's going to the router. It must be trunked as well, or it's not going to leave the switch, because all the VLANs must go across trunk ports. Then I came down here. I turned this into a client. I named it students, obviously, but I turned it into a client. The BTP mode was client. So now he sent the VLANs down. Now I got all my VLANs in there, student and faculty. But this is my student switch. So then I go with the range command, put whatever ports I want, int range F01-15, switch port access VLAN 10. Now these 2 computers, okay, these 2 nodes and devices are part of VLAN 10. That's it. That's as hard as it gets. It can get more complex as you get to the next higher levels, but this is the basics of it, okay? Very simple to do, very simple to do, and this saves your work. This cuts your work in half, okay? So that's, again, let's go back to the presentation to make sure I covered everything that I had to cover. All right, slideshow. Okay, I always lose it. All right, so we created a VLAN, we named the VLAN, you saw how I trunked the ports, and we looked at it. All right, and then we did the BTP mode. You saw that by default was server. I turned one into client. We're not going to do transparent because we're not creating any remote networks, but just know that transparent does not share its VLAN database, period. Remember that. All right, but that's how you do this. Very simple. Again, take your time with the video, slow it down, do whatever you need to do, but you need to understand that and how to look at the information. Show VLAN, show BTP status. These are commands you need to be aware of. I'll see you in the next one.